You are in for a big treat in the month of May. There is a new path developing in front of you and a level of self-abundance that is like what you've been trying to get to this whole time. But the new path is because of the shift of the quantum jump that you made in the last few months. Specifically, there was like a big jump for you in April during that eclipse. And this is what it's giving, a new and better path, that you jumped into a timeline of yourself, and that this path is about your highest potential. It is no longer just about the dream that you have. And if you've seen some of my Instagram videos lately, it's like a lot of our dreams, although they are touching on our highest potential, are filtered through the eyes of some kind of unworthy smallness, not good enough. And those dreams get corroded. It's like a cancer. And the thing that is desperately wanting that dream to happen is actually coming from a place that doesn't feel good enough. It's coming from a place, that's why it wants it. That's why it wants that big freaking fat dream, because it doesn't feel good enough. But at the same time, because it doesn't feel good enough, that part striving for that doesn't even feel good enough for it to have it. So it's like it X's itself out. It cancels itself out. It can't get the thing. So you've just been put into this timeline where you have this choice. You have this choice to really align with your highest potential. And it is about giving up all freaking expectations of how this thing is going down. Can you do that? Like, can you actually, still hold a space for, there is this bigger thing in your heart that wants to develop, but like letting life take control of you, giving over all of your dreams and being like, whatever you want me to do, whatever you created me for, whatever my highest purpose, I am here. So one of the things that is really important, and the guidance for May, you got to start doing things you wouldn't normally do. You are going to stay in the same repetitive monotony as you stay in the same repetitive monotony. So this is talking about pushing yourself to do things that you might not ordinarily do. If you get invited, it might feel like, oh, I'd just rather go and watch Netflix and just like rest. You're going to want to actually push yourself to go and do that thing, because the more you expose yourself to more people, the more you expose yourself to more opportunities, the more you expose yourself to the ability to have more synchronicities to align. So by taking different actions, by doing different things, I don't care if it's just driving a different way to work, waking up at a different time. It can be that small. There is something that has to like knock you out of a routine that you've been in, because you've been in a routine for like a year or a few years, and we got to get you out of it. This is going to help really solidify this new path that is for you. And this path is all about your highest potential. It is bigger than you can imagine. It is bigger than your dream. And this is like, in May is like you taking steps forward while not seeing. It's almost like the highest potential path is going to reveal itself each step you take forward. So it is going into the unknown. It's doing things that feel kind of uncomfortable. And like, again, I don't care what it is you're doing different. Do something different. Start with something small. Start with like, I wouldn't normally eat this, whatever, just start doing different things. Hi friends, I'm Cara Elizabeth. I'm the author, illustrator, and creator of Animal Apothecary card deck for manifesting, for healing, overcoming tests and difficulties. We're going to be using that and my new body tech deck that I'm still giving birth to. And it's going to take as long as it takes. Like, that's what's up. But let's jump into the reading. So I want to get some guidance and wisdom from this, this new path it's just new. Like, we've entered a new chapter. There's just something, and it's like, now what? Okay, so let's just ask this new path. And as I shuffle, can you just imagine, like, each step you take, the brick in the path is now appearing. Just imagine that. It's very unknown. Okay. And now, because we know this new path has to do with our highest potential, I just want you to open your hands to life and just, can you just please help me align with my highest potential? Just say that to life in whatever way resonates with you. What I am here, whatever you want me to do, you created me for, just like whatever. Highest potential, any love, wisdom, and guidance from our highest potential. And now, because there's some kind of self-abundance that's coming within this new path, this highest potential. So I just want you to imagine like tons of gold inside of you, coins, just like you can like shoot coins out of your hands, shoot coins out of your head. And this is like, a lot of cards fell. This is about just, because you are literally made of gold. You are the freaking abundance. And then also because there's a big unknown. I mean, what's, like, give me a break. It's always unknown, right? Like, it's always, everything's always unknown. But there's something about this new path. This is a new path that is very, man, just plopping out cards everywhere. So just ask the unknown, say it out loud if you can. Unknown, what do you want to share with us right now for our highest potential? And then let's just ask the good old month of May. I think I read somewhere in some French derivative of the word, it's about blossoming. So let's ask our blossoming in May. Any love, any wisdom, any guidance. So think of things blossoming. Think of flowers, think of whatever blossoming. Now open yourself in a literal body tech movement, blossoming open. Okay, speaking of body tech, let's get some wisdom and guidance from the cards. I'm gonna pick 3 cards just about this. It's all about the new path, our highest potential, embodying and blossoming and honoring that we are the abundance. We already are. We are aligned with our highest potential. So just ask your body, any love, any wisdom, any guidance. All right, let's see what we got. How did it, the chicken head is like following nonstop. Okay. So I feel like I gave one of my clients a reading yesterday, and it was something about the new child. It's like the first, it's like there's something that we're still in our heads about. There is something, so the chicken in the head, right? Like, and this was just in the last reading, so it keeps coming up. So a lot of us are still in our heads. So the chicken head, look at how there's the target, the bullseye right in the head. That means it's coming in. It's not, there's nothing expanding. There's nothing opening. There is something that is like, and it's like this laser focus on this thing that's just stupid and is such a small story. So, okay, new path. You want us to get out of this old story. New path is like, shut it down, get out of your head. But I would like a little bit more wisdom and guidance on that. It's just like this card keeps following. Face your fear. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. Your new path is asking you to face the fear. And when this card comes up, this is actually saying that the liberation comes, that the light, that the key to this next thing comes from facing your fear. And I'm also gonna stretch that meaning to uncomfort. Doing things that are just like, this is not my normal, right? Because the new path is about taking new paths. So it's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's gonna feel unknown. And it is saying that the key is like going and doing those things that might kind of make you feel some type of way, that might make you feel scared, that might make you feel uncomfortable. I still want to talk to the new path. Like, what else do you want to share, new path? Yeah. Okay. So this is cool. So you, on this new path, your highest self is leading you on this new path in the unknown, even though that you can't see anything, even though you're not really sure. And if you take those dares and chances to go and do things you wouldn't normally freaking do, it's your highest self who's actually pushing you to do those. They're gonna feel comfortable, and just like, this thing is gonna be really annoying in the background. I want to ask more about shutting this down. You know what? I'm going to do that with the body tech deck. So, body, connect with us. What do you want to share with us about just quieting these old stories? Illuminate the world. Okay, so look at the exact, there is such an opposite effect going on here. Remember how this is a bullseye zoning in, it's unexpansive. And then look at this sis, she's expanding. She's bigger than the world. She is pushing out her light. She's assisting Mother Earth to push out its light. So this asks you, and this is something you can do right now or multiple times a day or every day, stand in star pose, right? Like you're standing like a star. Okay, you can't really see me. So you're standing like a star, and it changes these things inside you, and it's one of those power poses. And there's conflicting research on power poses, because first there was stuff like it changes, your biology and your hormones, and then there wasn't enough research. And I guess what they came to the conclusion of before there's more research is that it does change your psychological state and it makes you feel more empowered. So when you're having those thoughts, and since this all came from the new path placement, I think when you're getting hijacked by the chicken in your head, you can stand and you can say really powerful, liberating things about yourself. I am opening, I am expanding, whatever feels uplifting. Or I think sometimes when we're hijacked and you're saying those positive statements, it's whatever, you're not even believing it. So opening instead and surrendering and saying, life, I'm here, help me move beyond these terrorizing thoughts, help me step into my biggest self, help me fill my biggest potential. Try to stay in this pose for 30 seconds to a minute. It will change something. Okay, so next we have what your highest potential wants to share with you. And I want to pull one more card with this, our highest potential. Okay. So we get the small steps, big accomplishments, and evolve into your complexity. So there is something about these little things. And again, this is what your highest potential wants you to know. Okay. Taking little steps, and I still think it's doing little things that you wouldn't ordinarily do, in addition to continuous work towards this thing that is feels fulfilling for you, is going to lead to such massive success. And it's the kind of thing that might take a bit of time. And that's good for you if you've already been working on it for a few years, because you've already put in a lot of time. But there is something about the avalanche that's going to happen with this thing that you've been working towards. It's just how energy works. It's this momentum. It's this time you've taken to build this thing. And you're also being asked, you don't need to freak yourself out with a timeline, with a deadline, with something. And I know timelines can be really helpful, but for this bigger dream, there is something about it's still developing. There is something there are things being learned. is an evolution happening, and you cannot expect to have a healthy baby if you try to push it out after 6 months. Like, it's just not happening. It has to go through whatever space and time it needs to come into its healthy development to be prepared for the world. Also, within this, there is some kind of expansion of your ability to hold the weight and pressure of multiple things, that you've been evolving and expanding to hold the weight of this level of success, to hold the weight of this level of love, to hold the weight of this thing that you want. And it has taken time, and it is going to, be, and it kind of goes back to like, it's going to be in alignment with what your dream is, but so much bigger and so much more expansive, because like we said in the beginning, this is your highest potential. Like, your ego has been kind of like being like, this is the dream of the thing we want to manifest, but it's really clouded. Even though there's hints of truth in that dream, it is so clouded by a part of you that needs to prove something because it doesn't feel good enough. And I'm all about like, yes, let's prove to ourselves we can do that thing. Like, I love that, but I don't know. There's like sometimes an energy of desperation, and then there's this whole, you want the thing because you don't feel like you're good enough. And so we're moving on to asking life our highest freaking potential in this. And for whatever reason, one of the cards, and I feel like I want to talk about this now, from the Body Tech deck, Move Through Resistance. And I'm just thinking, I'm going to put one more. Okay. So there's been this almost two sides to you, like, I believe in myself, and then this other part of you that's like, I'm ugly and my dream's too big to be true. And there's this dichotomy. See this? Her on the right and left, she's black and white, and then but in the middle she has all this like rainbow of powerful color within herself. So there is something about letting go of resisting everything, like letting go of needing to know when, letting go of the dream needing to look like this, letting go of needing the guy to text you, letting it all go. Oh, that's so, wait, like, has this been subconsciously, wasn't even talking about this card, but look at it, let go and bury. So there is like, it's so funny that like, I'm not even aware that like when I look at this, I'm absorbing information that then has to do with this, that I didn't even realize that this is there's this letting go. Like, there's these extremes that have been living in you. The one with the big freaking dream and the one that doesn't feel good enough for the freaking dream. And it's like, they're both not helpful. Like, they're both like, one is like, I gotta be the thing, and then the other one is like, I'm scared and that's too good to be true. And so it's much more, see, and again, this rainbow in her, and I love how it's almost like this rainbow is then colliding in, but there's this, for me, yes, some of you might have some things you definitely need to let go of, but on what we're talking about right now is like letting go of needing anything. Fine, I have to wait another week to pay this bill. It's gonna be late. Whatever, fine. I'm gonna let go of needing to buy the perfect thing that's gonna make, like, just this letting go of needing to know and needing to control and needing it to look like, it's like this letting go. Okay, So what our abundance wants to share with us, and I think it's like, I'm going to pull, this was one of the body tech cards, but we got the quantum jump. So this is like, you have to realize the quantum jump is you realizing you've already jumped. Like this whole thing, your abundance is telling you to know you already did the jump to align with the most abundant version of yourself. And if you understand anything about quantum jumps, you don't see it immediately. I'm sure for some folk, there is some kind of like strange, like their ability to have like immediate outside results is a thing. And sometimes it's a thing. But for normal folk, there's a catching up phase. And this is like, you already are the thing, you've stepped into the thing. And this be your own authority is claiming that you've already made the change, claiming that you've already grown the butterfly wings, claiming that you already are the thing. We're pulling one more card. Yeah, tame and attain. Like your thoughts are like a wild horse. Okay, like it comes back to the new path. The message, get out of your head, because your thoughts are like a wild horse and they're going to go wherever they want. And this is about directing your thoughts and taming them to you have dominion and sovereignty and control over your thoughts, because they are like this horse that can either kick you in the face or you can train and tame it and ride it and get to where you're going so much quicker. So in this quantum jump and you're claiming your authority through having dominion and authority over your thoughts. Yo, I love when I don't even know what I'm getting at and then I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Do you? You own your authority, you claim your authority, you stand in your authority when you have authority over your thoughts, because your thoughts are creating this whole thing. And that is the thing, saying like your abundance is asking you to know that you've already aligned with the most abundant version of yourself. And that's why it's so important to take these little new paths and do these little new things you wouldn't normally do, because old version you is going to do those old things. So this new behavior is a part of really solidifying this new version of yourself. Okay, what the unknown? Of course, the unknown would say no freaking expectations. Of course, the unknown, we would pull the card that's all about this unknown and no like, I love that the unknown is like no expectations. Also, you've leveled up. You've been leveling up, and I'm just looking for the other card. We have 2 keys. So, and I feel like it relates, like, you know, Black Panther, if you haven't heard me say it a million times, isn't actually full on black. She is spotted in the sun, which I'm being blinded by this whole time. Blinded by the light. How's that song go? Blinded by the light, like a doobie in the wind in the middle of the night. I was like, am I gonna really just like sing for you guys? And I felt like somewhat weird doing that and performative, and I'm gonna want to erase it, but it's already done. But I will say I wasn't in the okay, enough about me. So no expectations. Okay, Black Panther is actually not fully black, and it is man, I just got so distracted. Okay, so Black Panther is not fully black. In the daylight, in the sun, he's spotted. He might have some auburn hair. So again, you're facing these things and you think it's one way, but it's actually another way. So, and it's facing those things that are uncomfortable or kind of scary, like doing things you wouldn't normally do, are the thing that's going to give you this key. And then no expectations about how that is going to go. Remember, like, there's this letting go of needing to know, letting go of needing to control. Now, what does May want to share is there is immense freaking growth. There is immense growth. We have the golden ratio. So there was also that about like our abundance, we are the gold. So I think that this month is like really aligning us with this abundance of we are the freaking gold. And one of these ways that immense growth is going to happen is, here we go again, everyone's favorite word, boundaries. So we triumph and we transmute. The sword is her being like, no, I don't think so, that doesn't work for me. And then she's also has this other hand that's like, come, I want that sounds really good. So there is this saying no to what doesn't serve you and asking for the things that feel really good and that you want. And whatever you've been dealing with that's been really freaking difficult, there is some kind of coming over a hurdle of something that has been stressful and annoying. And that's what May wants you to know. So just to sum it up, we're going to pull one more card just for this whole reading. Any love, any wisdom, any guidance. Oh, two. And then pulling the last card. Okay. All right. So there's some kind of, resolution coming from, like what I just said. There's something that is coming to an ending from, what Vulture's talking about that's been like a hurdle or difficult. There's some kind of resolution coming for you in May that leads to some kind of victory, but you're being asked to understand that you had to go through the thing to even get to victory, to conquer it, to get over the thing. Back to like whatever you're scared of, it's not real. It's not freaking real. Get out of your head. It's not real. And then I choose who I am. It's your choice. And if you choose to be in your highest self, if you choose to be your most abundant self, it will slowly start to trickle and come into this thing. And the teaching, the body tech teaching for this is EMDR mixed with hand movement, mixed with positive affirmations. EMDR is a lateral eye movement for processing trauma. It connects both sides of your hemispheres of your brain. It calms certain parts of your brain. It is, and then, okay, so it's by doing right and left and talking about your trauma helps you process it. So I started doing it for just saying like really uplifting things about myself. And then I started adding hand movement because hand movements connect to your cerebral cortex and help you process things quicker. So I'll be like, wow, I'm so grateful I'm in my highest potential and that I'm letting go of just like needing to know the outcome of everything. I am allowing myself to see how valuable I am. I'm allowing myself to honor myself. I'm allowing myself to step into my confidence. So basically that could be one of your medicines that I would really do, this move, opening, becoming the star, sharing positive affirmations with yourself, or even praying open life, to like, please help me reach my highest potential. I am reaching my highest potential. Please assist me in reaching my highest potential. And then this brainwashing technique is 3 minutes. If you do it every day for at least, seriously, between this is like old style Kara. It was either this or scripting, and like I manifested so many things. The point I'm at in my life and the point I've realized with how I manifest, I get tired of techniques because I will go so freaking hard. I will do that technique like a religion for a year, and then I'm like, this is boring. Like I can't really do it anymore. Hence why maybe I'm making up all these techniques, because I'm just like, I need a technique. I need a technique. I still do this because I've actually been getting this card a lot. So I still practice it, but there are things that I find funner. And I think that is also like a cool part of manifesting is like, if the technique feels fun, it just works better. So anyways, that's it. I'm Cara Elizabeth. You can grab your deck anywhere, on everywhere. Support local businesses that have it, but it's clearly, I don't know, is it clearly? But it's clearly on Amazon. And yeah, if you are into world peace, then it's gonna happen. So that's good. I'm obsessed with it. And that's it. That really, I love you. Happy May.